it's me, Maria, back with another video. And I wanted to address make this video in response to GSVictim1. It's not that I don't want to respond to all the other comments that I get, because I really do, and I appreciate the contact, and I really, it means a lot to me. It's just that I wanted to answer this question because I get the feeling that a lot of people who watch my channel think, man, what's this girl rambling on about? My videos are made mostly for my perps, okay? So what I do is I make these videos and I send it to the perps, okay? And it's my way of contacting them so that, because I can't go to their place of business, okay? I'm sure they would have, security measures, and I certainly wouldn't go to their house, and I don't really want to write letters, and it's just a way of them, me educating them on their errors. So GSVictim1 writes to me, he says, I have to ask, where do you come up with this? You paste this stuff so often, I know it obviously exists online somewhere, so give us a link to see where you come up with this, okay? I am posting all my references. My references don't necessarily come from the web page, any web pages. Some of them are reference materials like in textbooks or whatever, or books that I've purchased myself, but you can actually look this information up online, and it will be posted in the description box below. Okay, so my reasons for most of my videos are to reach out for my perps. And so my rants may seem cryptic to the majority, but there is a reason behind it. And, there are a lot of people here who are targeted individuals who are posting videos that are very informative, okay? Not only are they discussing laws, they might be referencing other materials, and they might also, be touching on self-help problems and issues, and I would love to get into all of that. I do believe that some of my videos have been informational and very useful, like the professional ignorance one, and I do plan on being more structured in my videos going forward, and yes, I do plan on going forward. This is very important, and this work that I believe in is beneficial, because I think it's educating a lot of people, and I'm hoping that it'll make a difference in the lives of targeted individuals, because I want employers to understand this and stop keeping us out of the workplace and understand that this is a terrible law, and it's a reflection on their inability to do their job. So, like I said, ignorance is one thing, but now once you know, let's correct the action. Okay, so I'd also like to say that anyone in a position of hiring, evaluating, or terminating employees should be aware of all these laws that I'm posting. Information relating to employment laws are generally covered in our courses of study. And if you would took any college classes on business, laws were discussed. I mean, you may not have actually taken business law courses, however, laws and the importance of following them are generally explained, discussed in courses of study, because this is important that you make sure that the business is working within the guidelines that are established. So those are very important. So I have listed both federal as well as California state laws relating to these links. There are better ones, I'm sure. I do recall writing an article on some of these. I did write a gang stalking article and a blacklisting article on my original LinkedIn page. I no longer have that account, and I wish I did, because some of the information that I have referenced on there is so important, and but unfortunately I didn't think to transfer those things over. I don't really want to have that image attached to my LinkedIn file. So I'm keeping things separate. So I'm communicating with the perps. Anything that I do post that's going to be beneficial for the general public or whatever, it will be discussed on YouTube. If I want to send it to my perps, I will send it to my perps, or whatever. But it's all going to be informational. So my point is that we have to be aware of these laws. There is no reason to be ignorant of them. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so I'm covering the federal and state of California. So if you're living in another state, it's your responsibility to look it up. And all you have to do is look up, if you live in Idaho, put Idaho state employment laws or discrimination laws, and all the information that pertains to that state should pop up. Most of the state laws that relate to employment coincide with federal employment laws. Some of them are exactly the same. Some of them are just they go into it a little bit more. You know, like the disability, I believe it's in federal law, discriminating against disabilities is, again, you know, against the law. But in California, it specifies, you know, mental or physical conditions. So it's these little things that might vary, but they're pretty much the same. So I covered that, and then also you can also reference my video, Professional Ignorance, which is also a link on the very bottom of this box. Let's see here. Domestic stalking is a part of California state law. I did mention that. Employers are to make provisions for people who are victims of domestic stalking, sexual violence, so on and so forth. In my case, it originally started off as a domestic stalking issue. Now, some people think just, you know, stalkers, they have this vision in their mind, like there's somebody who, you know, sits there in the shadows and they're like maybe wearing a mask, maybe even a knife or something, just something that they, you know, conjure up in their mind. That's a stalker, they'll say. But a lot of people don't realize that they are classified, they're going to be classified under this category. So if my siblings were calling and making problems at my work, and then, you know, and maybe participating in this group gang stalking, and they were manipulating, you know, certain businesses that I would frequent to do, say, or whatever, it's stalking, okay? So, you know, you may be visualizing something, dark, or like a dude wearing a black turtleneck and a little hat and like one of those little things, and, you know, just looking really shady and untrustworthy. But that's not necessarily what a stalker is. Many of you are stalkers, okay? I'm sure there's people who are watching my videos. My perps are stalkers. They are, whether they want to look at it that way or not, okay? And so, but originally it started off as a domestic issue. So like when family members call in and try to manipulate issues at work, wanting their schedule, wanting to know specific information, or having the ability to manipulate a work situation or whatever, it is a form of stalking, okay? And it is, okay? Somebody is doing something, a family member, doesn't have to be your husband. When they say domestic, they mean family within the family unit. So like, you know, if my siblings were manipulating my employment and creating all these harassment issues, okay, it doesn't matter who started it. Professionals have they know better, and they're not supposed to bring that stuff into the workplace. As a matter of fact, if I need time off or I need to deal with certain issues relating to stalking, which I don't, okay, I'm not going to do that, okay, you know, it's kind of resolved at this point. But my point is that they're supposed to make accommodations for people who are stalking. So they're not supposed to even be talking to the stalker. You know, it's just crazy, but now, hey, now you know. Let's see here. General information relating to targeted individuals. I was talking about this in one of my videos. The video I just did, the one you should be used to this by now, I was talking about single women, my age group, getting targeted. And so basically, anyone who gets targeted, people who get targeted are usually people who are different, okay? Maybe you might be a Catholic, and you move to an area where most people are born-again Christians, okay, then that's going to make you different. So you're immediately going to be seen as different because you're going to a different place of worship. You don't really necessarily relate to everything that's being said by these groups of people. So you're different. So why are you different? You're creating intrigue, and we want to know all about you. Because some people do it because it's intriguing, and some people do it because it arouses suspicion, okay? Whatever the case is, you know, you want to learn something about a person, you ask them a question, and you get to learn more about them by initiating conversations, you know, and that's how you do it, okay? I don't have anything to hide, really. My life is kind of boring, you know. I mean, I'm not bored with my life except for the fact that I'm home all the time, but, you know, I don't think, you know, I should be attracting that much intrigue, but anyway, it's anyone who's different. And so, you know, single women, I did also add a link of general information relating to targeted individuals, and it does kind of talk about, you know, the different kind of people that get brought into what I call, or what everyone else calls, a program. So it could be the fact that, you know, you're a woman my age who's not married. It could be relating to your race. You might be a person of color, and you might move into a predominantly white area, and then all of a sudden people are like, whoa, who's this person? And they intrigued, they're interested, and I think a lot of people are threatened. There's no reason to be threatened, okay? Maria is very, very peaceful, okay? And Maria makes stuffed animals, okay? Maria sleeps with stuffed animals, okay? I really am not, I'm not a threat to anybody, trust me, okay? But that's what it is. It's somebody who is different. And the goal of the group who stalks is to try to change that individual. You know, like if you're getting gang stalked by a group of, I don't know, born-again Christians, okay? I don't even know if that's even a term anymore. Do people even use the word born-again anymore? Anyway, I don't know. But if you are not a born-again Christian, you just don't go to church, you know, or you have your own religious beliefs or whatever, it's a little strange to them why you don't. And in their mind, they think, well, going to church is good, and anybody who doesn't is bad, so therefore we have to stalk you because we want you to either be a part of us or we want to, you know, make you explain as to why you're not. And so it is a violation of our rights, but many people aren't even aware of this. And so this is my point. And this is what a lot of other people are talking about. Their rights are being violated. And so, anyway, it does talk about the different individuals who get brought into this program. I do list the federal as well as state gang stalking laws, and I also have a link relating to blacklisting. I wish I would have kept my LinkedIn page articles because I wouldn't have used them on my new LinkedIn account, but I think that they were very well written, and they provided a lot of information that's very helpful, and they had references. You know, specific references to those laws, you know, like section whatever, descriptions, you know, so that you can easily reference it if you needed to. But I'm sure with some extensive research on the internet, you know, not just this one. The blacklisting one covers, is written by SHRM, Society of Human Resources. But there is much more in-depth information out there that it would be of great benefit for people. It is against the law to blacklist. And what happens to a lot of targeted individuals, they get blacklisted. Some get blacklisted completely, and some people get blacklisted partially. There might be weird, odd, bizarre arrangements to where they force you out of your field, like what's happened to me. And they usually get jobs that pay a lot less than what they're used to making. It is a devastating situation, and it's meant to literally just throw that person's life up in the air. And it is something that people really do need to talk about. And, you know, nobody is safe, is what I'm saying. The reason why I make these videos, and well, there's many reasons why, and I already went to that, but it's important to know that just because this is happening to me doesn't mean it can't happen to you. You might be a perpetrator, okay, and you might have a daughter who's getting ready to go into the workforce, and let's just say that your daughter's very smart, and, you know, she's, you know, going for her goals, and there's a girl in her workplace who doesn't like her. Let's just say she's jealous of her for whatever reason. Maybe she's just jealous because the girl always does her work, she's always on time, she cares about it, you know, she cares about the quality of work, and there's a girl who's just jealous of her. And she can turn around and do this to your kid. So you shouldn't try to support a system that can destroy anybody at any time. And like I said, there is no loyalty. I mean, the mob can sway anytime it wants to, and all you have to do is fall out of favor with the group. And like I said, it's very easy to do based on your personal circumstances, you know. And let's just say your daughter is starting to get gang stalked. Are you going to remember what you did to me? You know what I mean? And you should remember what you did, because it could happen to anybody. You know, just because I'm a black woman who doesn't attend a formal church doesn't mean it can't happen to your blonde-haired, blue-eyed daughter, you know, who goes to church, who might get stalked by a brunette girl who goes to a different church. And she may not like her for whatever reason, you know, and she will destroy her life. And so this sort of behavior needs to stop, you know, and we all get targeted for different reasons, like I said, and that's something that you need to think about. You know, this is a crime against human rights, and it really should stop. So I hope I answered your your question, GSVictim1, there's a lot of people who are struggling with gang stalking, and I've tried to make myself available to them, and I will. I'm open to making myself available to them, talking to them if they want to. It is a very lonely experience being a victim of gang stalking. And believe me, just because I'm lonely doesn't mean I'm desperate. I'm not going to go out and say, you know what, I want to make friends with my perps. I think I'm going to call them up and have a drink and talk a little bit. No. I'm trying to be civil. I want a civil conclusion to this. And I don't even know if those people who participated in this realized that this was a violation of my rights. They may not even consider that I even considered the fact that I had any rights. I mean, because that's how deep the dehumanization goes. I mean, it really is and it's not just because of race. Like I said, a lot of people get dehumanized. Women get dehumanized all the time. I see white women being dehumanized on a daily basis in some form or another, okay? When a person thinks about themselves, that's exactly what happens. They dehumanize other people. They're imposing their views, their ideas on a person and not taking individual's person's situation or circumstances into consideration. They're only thinking about themselves. And there was a lot of egos that were involved in this. I mean, the very fact that I'm not even working, I'm not even offered jobs in my field, that's dehumanization. We'll give her, and she'll be happy with just any job. Just go get a job. Go get a job. Doesn't matter about job satisfaction. Doesn't even care if I'm enthusiastic about it. Doesn't care about anything. They just think that this is who she is. They want to even define. This is how deep, okay, this is how deep the dehumanization is. They don't even care that it doesn't, whatever they were offering me didn't even interest me or ever crossed my mind. Because they want to make up your mind for you. I mean, gang stalking is dangerous on so many levels. It's almost like you're not even a person anymore. I mean, I know that I'm a person, but these people, why would I want to be friends with people like this? I mean, seriously, I have high standards, okay? And I want to be around people who accept me the way that I am. And if I don't meet another person on this earth who doesn't accept me the way that I am, I'm okay with that. I seriously am, okay, because I don't want to be like that. I will never impose my views onto other people. I don't care what other people wear or what they buy, the kind of car they drive, if they have an iPhone or whatever. Those things don't interest me. They really don't. You know, I'm a different type of individual. That's one of the reasons why I'm targeted. But I'm letting you know that the curiosity really needs to stop, okay? I'm just a person who likes to go to work, come home. I like to be engrossed in my hobbies, and I like to read, you know. I like music. I enjoy, you know, arts and crafts, you know, and I really don't think that I'm that much of a point of intrigue, you know, but people tend to think that, you know. So I'm just trying to make the best use of my time. I'm sitting here rambling on, you know, just trying to make the best of this 8 minutes that I have left. But this video is going to be for GSVictim1, and also I am, of course, going to be sending this to my perps because, you know what, they need to know. They need to know. And I think it would help them, you know, and hopefully, you know, make a better society, because this is the reasons why a lot of people are out of jobs, you know. And I really do believe that's could be one of the reasons why, you know, we don't have the professionalism that we used to have. I mean, I used to go to places, and it was like the motto used to be the customer's always right. And, you know, I go into places of business, and you got people with their backs turned and not really doing their job. You'll be waiting at the counter for, like, you know, 3 minutes or longer than that, and then you'll have somebody come up to you and say, oh, you know what, I'll be with you in just a minute, okay? Okay, that's really disrespectful. It's disrespectful. It really is. And, you know, every job that I remember when I was younger, that was a no-no. I mean, you waited on that customer. You don't ever want to create dissatisfaction with that customer. You know, as a matter of fact, making a customer wait was considered rude. You know, and things are so different. I mean, I'm not like, you know, an old lady who lived back in the 1920s or something, but even in this short period of time, within 20-year span, I mean, things have all gone to hell, you know? There's very little true professionalism. There are a few, like, restaurants that I've gone to where the service was just wonderful, you know? The service was wonderful. And then there's been some places that I'm just like, oh my God, why are these people even in business? I mean, the service is horrible. You know, the customer service is terrible. The product is sloppy. You know, you go to places and they serve you food. They don't even try to make it look palatable. You know, they just throw things on the plate. These things matter. You know, and you know, people like me want to work to our highest capacity. We want to be good at what we do. We care about what we do. And the people who dominate the business world, people who basically have jobs, I'm not saying everybody, okay, but they like what's corrupt. They like half-assing. And it's okay. It's okay to not put forth any effort. It's okay to just get by. It's okay to participate in gang stalking. It's okay to do things that are illegal that can hurt a company. You know, and this is the sort of thing that I want to shed light on, you know. I think it's very important. The fact that, you know, targeted individuals really do need to be looked upon as different, that they're contributors to the workplace. We're not the kind of people who are going to turn our backs on customers and make you lose a customer or give your company a bad name. Okay, there are people, to me, everybody who was involved in this that I had to come in direct contact, you gave your company a bad name. Okay, I went to one where they were showing me their mission statement. Oh, we got integrity. You don't even know what that word means, okay? You have no idea what the definition of integrity is, and you've displayed that for everyone to see. Okay? It's like you can't make mission statements or statements in general, you know, and not understand what they mean. You know, that's what I try to live my life with meaning. I remember having a conversation with a girl, and we were talking about life, you know, in general. And she's like, well, you know, this is what I want. You know, I want a decent job, and she wants to get married. She wants her life to have meaning. Well, you know what? There's a lot of people who don't really have meaning in their life. They don't know what it is they believe. They don't know the actions of what they do. They don't think about anything. And I don't want to be one of those people, you know? And if you live your life like that, your life won't have meaning. So, anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. I'm tired of rambling, but I really needed to ramble. That I needed to do. So, talk to you later. Bye-bye.